Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Noah and I run a wholesale business selling on different platforms like eBay, Amazon, and Shopify. In this video, I'm going to be going over a highly requested topic, and that is how do I generate sales to my website using free traffic? I just want to preface this video by saying that I am not a Shopify expert. There are other channels that talk about Shopify where those people have been doing it for a lot longer than I have. I've only been selling on Shopify for a little bit over a year, so I'm just going to be giving you my experience and how I generate sales using free traffic. For me and in my business, Shopify is just another tool that I can use. My website mainly serves two purposes. The first purpose is that it acts as another marketplace. In my business, I sell on a lot of different marketplaces like eBay, like Amazon and Walmart, and all of those are third-party marketplaces, and they all have restrictions on the amount that you can actually collect for the information from a customer. So for example, Amazon doesn't give you the phone number as well as they don't give you the email address of the customer. Versus on Shopify, when I make a sale, the customer gives me a lot more information, and I don't do this currently, but my plan is that when I get that information, you can then go ahead and you can do email marketing, you can do retargeting, and you could just do a lot more advertising as well as engage a lot more with your customers on your own website and your own platform. The second purpose for why I have a website was the initial reason why I actually got a website using Shopify. So the reason is that because it acts as an online portfolio. Creating a Shopify website is relatively easy compared to using WooCommerce or compared to using other softwares or platforms. And I just wanted a platform that I can basically build a website, create an online portfolio, showing the different products, showing my business that I can then show to potential suppliers. If you're familiar with wholesale, whenever you go and you want to apply for a new account, either on the application section, it will give you a space where you can enter your website, or when you're actually communicating with the sales rep or when you're communicating with the company, they will usually ask for a link to your website other than to your Amazon or to your eBay storefront. So now without wasting any more of your time, let's talk about how I actually generate free traffic to my website. So this is an overview of the backend for the analytics section for the Shopify dashboard. It is a really powerful tool. Shopify gives you a lot of analytics that you can use to improve your website, to improve the customer's experience, and overall to convert more customers into sales. So I'm just going to refresh it to year to date just to show you all of the data starting from January 1st, 2020 up until today, which is May 12th, 2020. And as you'll see, I've done just a little under $14,000 in sales, and all of these sales are actually contributed to free traffic. So on the Shopify dashboard, there's a tab called Sales Attributed to Marketing. And what this does is it shows you how many sales you've made relative to how much you've actually spent in ad spend. And as you'll see, year to date, I've made just a little bit under $14,000 in sales, and none of that has been attributed to any ad spend or any marketing. So my sales have mainly been generated from three sources. You have direct, you have search, which is going to be search engines like Google, as well as from social media sources like Facebook, Pinterest, or Instagram. And then underneath another tab, you'll see sessions by referrer. This shows me where all of the sessions on my store or where my customers are being referred from. So you'll see most of my traffic is being referred to by Google. A lot of it's being direct. Other is unknown, so I can't exactly pinpoint where that's from. Other is from Facebook, different social media sites. We have Pinterest, you have Instagram, as well as other search engines like Yahoo and Bing. So right now, I want to break down each segment of the free traffic and where all of my sales are coming from. The first one that I want to talk about is social media. So for my business, I do have social media pages on Facebook. I have one on Pinterest. I also have an Instagram page for my business. And while I do not have a lot of followers, typically I'll get some people who will be searching Facebook and they'll come across my business page and then they'll be able to click on my website. Or I also I sell on Facebook Marketplace. So I do get a few sales there, and that is a decent source of traffic. And that's all free traffic because in essence, Facebook kind of acts as a search engine where people can actually find my business. The next segment that we're going to be talking about is direct. This is people who I've given a direct link to my website. So for example, on Etsy, you can actually have the link to your website. So people who come to my Etsy store or to my Etsy shop, they're able to then go ahead and click the link to my website, which again is a direct traffic link. Others are just people who live in my local area or suppliers. And typically I actually do sell to some of my suppliers as well as I sell to other businesses. So people who come to me and I give them a direct link to my website, then this is where all that direct traffic is coming from. The last segment, and probably the most interesting segment of where I get my free traffic, is going to be the Google portion. So for my business, it's extremely niche and it's very market specific. What this means is that it's less competitive. So for example, let's say that you are selling restaurant equipment. Now, if you were selling a very specific model to an oven or to a cake maker, and you had these items on your website. So let's say that you had these items on a Shopify website or on a WooCommerce website, and this site was optimized for SEO, meaning that Google was taking this into account. They were picking up these pages and they were ranking them within their system. Now you have a customer who comes along and they search in Google for this specific model, for this oven piece, or for this cake maker piece. Now, your website is going to have a higher chance of ranking just because of how niche it is and just because of how small the market is relative to how many competitors there are. So basically, if I put myself in that example, I sell in a very small market and I have over 12,000 products on my website. They're all sorted very nicely. I have them in the correct categories. I actually hired a developer to transfer my items over from eBay and copy them over to Shopify. And I had my website developed, so it's optimized for SEO. And since I sell in a very specific market, my items are ranking on Google, but they're not on the first page. If you were to just search, let's say you were selling in the restaurant equipment niche. If you were to search restaurant equipment, typically your website would not show up because you're going to be competing with Target, Walmart, and Amazon, as well as other big players. However, let's say that you carry 18,000 items and they're all very specific items and you're working with a very specific subset in a category with specific suppliers. That means that you are building a brand and you're building a company in a very specific market. So if someone were to come and search for that specific model, yes, that piece might be on Amazon, it might be on eBay, but since it's a very specific piece, your website is going to have a higher chance of ranking. So that is one component to the traffic that I do receive from Google. Just to recap of what I just said, basically I am building a brand in a very specific subset of a market, and since my niche is so small and it's so non-competitive, basically I don't have a hard time ranking my products for specific search terms on Google. So when a customer searches that exact search term or for an item like it, my item will rank just because my website is optimized for SEO and is optimized for Google. The second portion of how I get traffic referred to me by Google is typically Google will show a website or it will show a business that is in the local area. So if you, let's say you live in New York City, if someone was looking for a restaurant equipment in New York City, your website will rank over a website that is based in Los Angeles because Google prioritizes companies that are closer to the customer. So I hope I was able to break that down as effectively as I could. I've actually tried to make this video like 5 times and I've written 3 different scripts. Like I said, I am not a Shopify expert. I have actually paid people to build my website and I've watched many YouTube tutorials on how to do this stuff. And this is just my understanding of how it works, and this is just what the analytics say of where my traffic is coming from. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys found it helpful. If you did, be sure to smash the like button. Also subscribe if you're new. If you watch to the end, you know, there's no reason not to subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more content about wholesale, about drop shipping, and about building an online business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.